Welcome, crypto friends, and welcome back to MMCrypto. My name is Chris, and we have Davincij15 or Jeremy, how you want to call him. Here we are very glad that he's here. Thank you so much. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much. By the way, my name is actually Da Vinci. My full name is Leonardo Da Vinci Stephen Jeremy. It's very long,
Wow, nice.
but my parents were like drunk when they named me. They thought, "Hey, let's what do we call him?" Right? I was their first son, and the Mona Lisa had come to Trinidad and Tobago, and they thought, "Oh, look at that! Let's call him Leonardo da Vinci."
Okay, so
That's
I will
how
say
it
Da
came.
Vinci. Thanks for that introduction. That was
Yes.
quite nice. We have another introduction also for everyone who might not know him or who might not know us. So you, Da Vinci, you have been predicting and seeing kind of the future of Bitcoin all the way back since 2011. Some people say since 2009. We will talk about that later on. And also, also you warned for before the Mount Gox collapse. So that was actually also very nice. Plus, yeah, people think you are Satoshi. So that will be very interesting. Also, so for today's interview, we took some of the most frequently asked questions, FAQs from your videos. And yeah, Da Vinci, and we are trying to answer those questions as good as possible. So we will
Let's
also
do it.
talk about Bitcoin price predictions, altcoin price predictions, you being Satoshi or not, and yeah, about the economic crisis and a lot of interesting stuff. So, guys, we really want to incentivize you to subscribe to two different channels. The second one is more important. The first one is our channel. If you want crypto content, ICOs, we are very strict on them. Altcoins, and most important, Bitcoin. Subscribe to our channel, and more important, subscribe to Da Vinci's channel. He has been uploading videos since 2009 and since 2011 Bitcoin content. So it's amazing, guys. Subscribe to it. We have it in the comment, in the pinned comment, and in the description, so you can't miss it. So, how are you today, Da Vinci? And we really, really are looking forward to this interview.
I'm doing fine, thank you. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm also very well, and I'm excited to interview you because, yeah, everyone is talking about you in our community and all the other communities, and your channel has been blowing up from, I don't know, a couple of thousands to now more than 30,000 subscribers. So let's start with the most important question for a lot of the people out there. We will also tell you the last question will be his favorite altcoins, and yeah, maybe in terms of investment and also in terms of a fundamental perspective. But the first question is your side on the Bitcoin price. What do you think where the Bitcoin price will be in a year's time, in 3 years' time, and in 5 years' time, for example, and maybe in 100 years time. So that will be very interesting.
Okay, well, that's going to be very interesting. But you know what? Before I became a trader, I used to hate other traders because they would go, "Well, if this happens, this is going to be the price, and if this happens, that's going to be your price."
Yeah.
Never really understood that until I became a trader, and I used to hate these traders because they would be like, "Okay, well, you're not telling me anything," and I'm about to do the exact same thing.
Oh, and I feel like you felt, but please go on. It will be interesting.
So, anyways, well, here's the thing, right? The highest probability is Bitcoin is going to go further down. And without any fundamental event occurring, right? So, for example, I don't know, Satoshi shows up, the real
Oh,
Satoshi
we had
shows
that.
up.
No, I'm joking.
Not this fake Satoshi.
Hey, Craig, Volume 2, but please go on.
Or for example, the government decides, hey, you know what? We give up. We're going to switch to Bitcoin, and everybody's going to be using Bitcoin now. If one major government does that, right, I mean, the price is going to go bananas, right?
Yeah.
But beyond that happening, the highest probability is that Bitcoin will be going further lower, but not before it suckers in the people one last time through a dead cat bounce.
Yeah.
I believe. Now, I'm not. Don't quote me on this. Is just probabilities, right? Because anything can happen. But the highest probability is a dead cat bounce, then a final washout down to even like maybe even $1,000.
Yeah. So it's exactly what we are thinking, not regarding the price is $1,000 or not, but that everything has a probability function attached to it, everything in the world. So this is really interesting. What do you think? Because in our take, Bitcoin will one day average out at a certain price and grow with the world growth rate. So what is your take on the let's say the end price of Bitcoin, and afterwards maybe growing with 1% per year or so? I don't know. So what's your take on that?
Yeah, that's a good question. And basically it has to match approximately to gold, where in market cap, approximately. It doesn't have to be exactly. Maybe half of gold, maybe I'm you know what, I would like to like do a little bit more research to figure out exactly where the median point is, but basically right now I believe it's around $100,000 to $80,000 is the right price if it was on par with gold. Each Bitcoin. We're not going to see that. We're going to see that, but we're not. It's not going to be like, okay, go up there and stay there.
Yeah.
It's going to be like $1 million and then come back down, right? Or some crazy thing like that. It's not going to be, oh yeah, it's going to slowly march up and then level off. No. It's going to go crazy.
Yes.
Right. But the reason why it's going to happen that way is because Wall Street is finally getting into this, and Wall Street and the banksters, they like to manipulate markets. If you look at, if you just Google market manipulation and name a bank, you'll find an article about manipulating some market.
Yeah.
Right. So with derivatives, if your audience doesn't know what a derivative is, it's basically a bet on what's going to happen. Right, that's a simplistic explanation of what a derivative is. People will have option to use derivatives against Bitcoin, so they're not going to actually buy Bitcoin. So you're just going to buy bets against the price on where it's going, more so than actually buying the Bitcoin itself. And with that will cause the price to stabilize artificially.
Exactly. I mean, the word it also comes from derive. So it is derived from the actual product. Just on a piece of paper, on a digital piece of paper, you don't own any Bitcoin in this case. So that's actually also our way of thinking about it. And actually, maybe it will be like 100K. We also think there might be another parabolic move, maybe in the future, not maybe today, tomorrow, or in a year, but later on. But obviously, one day we will come to an all-time high, and that might be really what you said. So that is a really kind way of looking at things. But coming back to the Satoshi thing we talked about in the beginning. I know you said in the last video you are not Satoshi, and also in our opinion, why should Satoshi talk about Bitcoin? But as we talked about probability functions, there's obviously also a probability function of you being Satoshi, even though it wouldn't make any sense. So let us bring up some points, and we want to set up a disclaimer before, because in the confirmation bias theory, when you believe in something, then you only take the facts that confirm your own thoughts. But now we are only talking about things confirming this theory, but we want to set a disclaimer. We don't think that you are Satoshi. So afterwards, you can take your answer for that. So we just checked back in your channel, and the first video you uploaded, it was actually on the 12th of October 2008, and that was actually like 18 days before the white paper was published. And you talked about gold and that it's nice because it has a capped supply, or actually you cannot artificially inflate it, and all that points which makes Bitcoin so great. And also you are very critical towards banks. And we actually have some pictures. I will show it in the cam. And then 3 days after the Genesis block, on the 6th of January in 2009, you made a video, Who is Davincij15, and introduced yourself just like Satoshi, but not talking about Bitcoin at all for 2 years. So that was actually also very funny to see. And you predicted also the economic crisis nearly by the week, which was very, very great. And also Bitcoin is some kind of an answer to the economic crisis. So this also fits in this conspiracy theory, you know. And also you predicted, not always perfectly correct, but Satoshi is not, it is a human being, obviously, but you predicted a lot of the Bitcoin price movements quite correctly, and also the Mt. Gox collapse, like a few months prior to the collapse, which was also very great. And something else not a lot of people are talking about, your channel was a silver and a gold channel with a very nice like to dislike ratio. But then you did a few Bitcoin videos, and many of your silver audiences didn't like it, but you still kept on providing the people with Bitcoin information. And that really still, nevertheless, the people didn't like it, you still kept on doing so. And that was actually very, very great, and something Satoshi would do as well. And also this coming up in 2011 was also fitting to the conspiracy theory. So now we took all the things people can say about you being Satoshi. Now you can give your answer finally to all that people thinking you are Satoshi. This is the final answer, guys.
Okay, all right, guys. I have to admit it. I am Satoshi.
No, guys. It's actually not good if you reveal it. Maybe we have to cut it out. Guys, he's not.
I know. It's just for fun. Come on.
Yeah, I know. But it was strong arguments, isn't it? Strong arguments.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand the points, right? That why people felt I was Satoshi, though. But yeah, I mean, I you know what? The thing is, if you guys are searching through my video archives, I was searching through my video archives for this one time where I did a video, and I said to my audience, "Hey, is it possible to create a digital currency? Because I'm a software developer, and I'm tired of this gold and silver works, but it doesn't work because the government will issue the currency backed by gold, but then take it away later.
Yeah.
So maybe we need to come up with another system that's electronic money that the government can't take away the backing, because it is the money." And everyone said, "No, it's not possible." I said, "You know what? I'm going to look anyways." And this was somewhere around January, February of 2009. And I went searching the internet, trying to find how to create a digital money. And everyone in the community was saying, you know, the double spend problem has been one of those things that we've been trying to solve for a very long time. And it's just not possible, basically, just yet. So after reading that, I gave up, and I wish I hadn't, because if I kept digging, I probably would have found Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And the snot out of it.
That wouldn't be even $1, isn't it?
Exactly. I would have went buck wild.
Crazy. So yeah, I mean that's a very legit answer to that. I mean, I would be pissed as well, but I mean 2011 it was nice. You got it at $1 or so, and we also saw this video where you had all this hardware picked up in your basement. So that was actually 50 Bitcoin a block. Come on, it's nice. It's nice.
No, I was making 35 Bitcoins a day.
Yes.
That
Wow.
35 Bitcoins a day were mining.
Yeah. So on average, you got every day nearly one block, like 2 blocks in 3 days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow, that's
And
nice.
even in 2013, I was mining with ASICs, and I was at 25 blocks and 25 Bitcoins a day. Sorry.
Still in 2013 at prices like $100 and $200 and stuff.
Yeah, and that right at the end too, when it was like at $1,300,
Wow.
I was still mining and just plowing away because I had a lot of ASICs. I still have my ASICs.
Yeah.
I don't mine anymore because it's not viable here in Chile, because it's like 14 cents per kilowatt hour here.
And
just
I mean, in the beginning in 2011, you really made a big part of the hashing power. If you just calculate it, you really improved the whole security of the system. And if you would start right now, you wouldn't even make any impact. But in the beginning, you was really a big supporter, and that's why we think, and I'm pretty sure every viewer out there thinks that you deserve every single cent of your worth right now. Just saying that, we would like to go to the Bitcoin ETF. A lot of people are talking about the Bitcoin ETF at the moment. And you had a few videos about gold and silver ETFs. We were talking about derivatives. So actually, what's your take on the ETF for Bitcoin? Do you think it will be approved? But more important, what's your opinion about it?
Well, the ETF will effectively become a derivative. It won't, at first, it will not. Right, the banks currently, if you look at the bank balance sheets, they all own Bitcoin, right? I studied the bank balance sheets. That's how I figured it in 2008 currency crisis. I mean, not currency crisis, sorry, but financial crisis. Yeah. And the currency crisis is yet to come.
we will talk about it in the end as well.
But yeah, they all own Bitcoin. They're all ready. They're all loaded up. Right, whilst the public is selling. This is all public selling. This is not institution selling. This is public selling. Because what happens is a lot of people got into Bitcoins at 15,000, 17,000, 19,000, 18,000, like right at the top. Because that's how it gets up there, right? Yeah. That's the only way it gets that high, right? And this was probably engineered by the banking system as well. Because they know how people react, because we all react because we're animals, right? We are herd mentality animals. We see a whole bunch of people going in one direction, we automatically go in that direction. For example, if you hear a gunshot and everybody's running one way, you're going to run with those people, not knowing where the actual gunshot occurred. Yeah. You could be running right into the gunshot, but you don't care because you're just going with everybody else because you don't know enough information. And that's what's happened with Bitcoins and with any actually asset that goes up high. People just, okay, well, everybody's doing it, I've got to do it too. Yeah. And we all do it over and over again, and then what happens is we bid up the price, and then it has to always come back down to earth. Yeah, it's just the way it is.
It's exactly. But do you actually think it will be approved? And if so, I mean, we are pretty sure it will be approved, but the question is when it will be approved in the end. I mean,
I think it will be approved eventually. It's just the right people have to approve it, or maybe perhaps the banking system realized that you know what, if we start it now, we have to have the Bitcoins, and that means the price will have to go up. And so they're not interested in doing that.
Yeah.
At this moment, they will open up you know what? I believe the ETF will open up when the price hits the absolute high. That's my next prediction.
It was like the futures, you know? Can you remember in December 2017? The futures and Bitcoin at 19,000, and everyone was able to short it and make money out of the crash. It might be the case, yes, but we are happy with that. We already have our stake in there, and when it goes up, we will be part of it. So thanks for your take on that question as well. Very important for us is, and guys, remember, in the end, we will talk about some fancy stuff like altcoin favorites as well. But we want to keep it seriously as well. We want to talk about some technology issues as well. For example, the Lightning Network. What's your take on the Lightning Network? Do you think it will be able to scale Bitcoin, or do you still think that there are some risks involved regarding the hubs and maybe something else?
I have a Lightning Network node. I've been playing with it for a little bit of time. I didn't have a lot of time to play with it because I am developing Pandora's wallet, and I like what I see so far. I would have preferred the Lightning Network exist on another cryptocurrency, and Bitcoin increase the block size, even just a little bit. because the Lightning Network is so far away from actually becoming a mainstream method of transferring wealth that it might even take another 2 or 3 years before it actually becomes mainstream. I might be wrong on that, because I recently purchased a node.
Mm-hmm.
There's a company called Kaz, and I'm not trying to like sell their stuff or anything like that.
It's
I purchased
cool, yeah.
it myself. Right, I purchased 2 of their nodes, and it's a Lightning Network node, and you can set it up. You just plug it in and hook it up to your internet, and you have your Lightning Network node. And I thought that was great, and I decided to pick one. I picked actually 2 up, and to help support the Lightning Network.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the reason why I think I went over the reason why I don't like I would have preferred Lightning Network on another node on another currency, because we need to test it out. It needs to have some more time, because it works across any cryptocurrency.
Okay.
Why did it have to go on Bitcoin? Right
Yeah.
now, it could have worked on Litecoin. It could have worked on Dash. It could have worked on anything else. And then a simple change would have made it work on Bitcoin really fast, just immediately.
Mm-hmm. No, I get your point in the end, but there was such a long testnet period. But you also mentioned increasing the blocks. Is it your final take on that? Because we think that I don't know, you have to hard fork it, because you cannot increase the block size without hard forking it. Do you think that would be the best possibility to scale, to increase the block size?
Yes, because only small. The reason why, here's the thing. I've spoken to the developers. We fought for like days, the core developer days on this, and I disagreed hardly on not increasing the block size. But after listening to Andreas Antonopoulos, and he explained that, listen, the reason why we're not increasing the block size is because we want people to run nodes. And if we increase the block size, software developers will start using up all that space right away. Mm-hmm. That's a good point, because they will use whatever becomes available immediately.
Yeah.
And so I thought, okay, that's fine, but maybe slowly, forking it, slowly increasing the block size so that developers can't come in and create some SATOSHI dice and fill up the blockchain rapidly, right?
Yeah.
Whilst we wait for an off-chain solution. Because what's going to happen is we're going to have another huge rush of people joining this cryptocurrency revolution, and if they can't come in because of the price of admission, which is transaction fees, that's a problem.
Mm. I mean, it is a very, very hot topic. Guys, maybe you as the audience, you can drop a comment in the comment section down below. What do you think? Should we increase the block size? Should we go for a second layer solution? That would be actually very interesting to know. We still have some other questions on our list at the moment, and maybe we go on with something very interesting, because the economic crisis back in the days in 2008, the housing market and stuff, this really put the trigger on Bitcoin, and maybe was also the initial trigger for the idea of Bitcoin. So the next economic crisis, what do you think? When will it occur? What will be the trigger of this crisis, and will it actually have a positive or negative correlation to the Bitcoin price?
The next economic crisis is a dollar crisis, and that will absolutely have a positive effect.
Yes.
But positive in a sense of, here's the problem, right? You won't see an increase in the real value of Bitcoin, only the dollar value. Once the dollar's collapsing, the price goes up, but you're like not seeing an actual increase in your wealth.
In the purchasing power.
Still buy in purchasing power, because you're basically buying the same things. If Bitcoin is still going through its it's a deleveraging phase and removing all the public. Now, of course, there will be a little bit of a margin because there are people that are dumb and they'll be watching and they're buying up the Bitcoins. But at the same time, as the dollar collapses, there's only so much people can get into this, and then as the price goes higher, just the people who don't have enough savings to get back in and get in, and other people who are not into Bitcoins, they're going to be buying other assets anyways.
Yeah.
The rich people, they're going to be buying other assets. So the effect will be, you'll see small amounts of premium on Bitcoin, but not much, in my humble opinion.
No,
I
it's
might be wrong.
disclaimer. But I mean, we are fine with that because what we have seen so far, the stock markets crashed and Bitcoin took a hit as well. So if we actually see some negative correlation, it would be nice. Even though the purchasing power stays the same, we have a very nice hedge with our stake in cryptocurrencies. So that actually shed some light.
On the final crash, right? Things are so mixed up and so well hidden and covered up, right? In Japan, they own the Japanese central bank owns 90% of all stocks or something like that. I might be wrong on that number, but they own a large percent more. I know it was more than 80%. It's like 87 or something.
Yeah,
stupid.
From this conglomerates or so. I know. Yeah.
Right? The central bank, right? In order to keep the whole system flowing, running. We're at the end of this fiat floating system. How long it's got, I would have to quote Jim Rickards. You see, our system is very unstable. It's like looking at a mountain and seeing a snowbank, a very large snowbank, and pointing to it and say, that looks like it's going to cause an avalanche.
Yeah.
Now, which snowflake is going to cause it to come down crashing on the village and killing everybody? I don't know, but it's going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, it's especially Japan. Japan is really, it is with quantitative easing inflating their currency since 1995 or so. They don't really have growth in the country. So especially Japan, also the US, they have really there might be really a currency crisis, not only for the United States dollar, but also for the yen. I think maybe the Swiss franc and the Singapore dollar are quite strong, but many other currencies are very, they don't have a bright future. Really agree on your point, 100%. There's another question. I think I don't have to ask the Craig Wright question. Do you actually agree with Craig increasing the block size? What is it, 128 megabytes? Do you think he is Satoshi? What's your opinion on Craig Wright? Maybe a quick answer. It's not so important.
Obviously, I don't believe he's Satoshi, and I think he's gotten too much fame for a person who is obviously not Satoshi.
Obviously.
And I'm disappointed that this has happened. But you know what? This is part of the market. There's going to be fraud. There's going to be people who are joining this market to cheat other people.
Yeah.
It's going to happen, and it's not all cryptocurrency assets that are going to be defrauding you. It's just some are just not going to be bad. Just going to be bad project. I think the majority are going to be honest people trying to produce a product and not being able to do so.
Yeah.
But a percentage, probably about 10 or 20%, is just outright fraud.
Oh, we can tell you, we were evaluating ICO since like nearly 2 years, and we can tell you from the ICO side, it's 90% is really completely crazy. It's not really, they are raising money and they are not really doing something good with it. We can tell you 99% of the projects we evaluated, it was nearly 1,000, didn't pass our 2-scheme criteria. So we really feel sorry for the lot of the people having nice ideas and really developing on the projects and using the money to develop on it. But a lot of people are scamming. A lot of people are taking money and doing only marketing. So it's really, really sad to see how harmful this ICO development was for the whole space. But yeah, feel very sorry for a lot of the good projects.
People asked me as we were building up, Davincij, you know how to build a cryptocurrency. Why don't you build one and we can make a lot of money?
Oh, you built one in 2009.
No, I didn't.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to say that.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I was asked to build one. I'm like, okay, listen, I'm not going to build something that doesn't provide any value add. I could just throw together a cryptocurrency, but I'm not going to provide any value to the space. So why should I do that? And I just don't. I felt that was just immoral to just build another cryptocurrency just because in order to get a cash grab. Yeah. Right. And it's just wrong. I just couldn't do it.
That would be what Satoshi would say, but yes, I agree. I'm joking again. I'm so sorry. So now we get them. We are at the end, and a lot of people are actually interested in what's your take on the altcoin section. Do you have any favorites, any projects you are taking a look at from an investment point of view and also from this value adding point of view you are talking about? Maybe you can name a few projects you like, obviously with a disclaimer, no financial advice, do your own research, guys. But yeah, what's your take on the altcoin section? And I know you have been critic. You didn't like the altcoins in the beginning, I think, but later on you really took a look at them. So yeah, what's your take on that?
Exactly. Well, let me point out that I did not like. I was a Bitcoin maximalist when Bitcoin first came out. And it wasn't until 2013 that I really started getting the other altcoins because I did like Namecoin as well when it came out because it provided value add whilst Litecoin did not. I did have a mining pool for that merge mined.
Sorry, was it with the domains? Was it with the domains? With the name domains?
It was called MMCBTC or NetBit.
Yeah.
But anyway, you can look it up on Bitcoin Talk, right? Because all the information is there. If you just do a search on Davincij15 on Bitcoin Talk, you can see that I had a mining pool there, and it was both Namecoin and Bitcoin. But after that, I was pretty much against all other crypto altcoins because I felt that I was taking away from Bitcoin. And then one person mentioned, well, what? You don't like competition? I mean, competition allows us to grow and try different things.
Exactly.
I'm like, yeah, you're right. And that's when I changed my mind.
That pushes everyone to really develop more and to stay number one, That's actually the power of the capitalism.
Exactly, yeah. Exactly. So then I realized that I should get into altcoins, and I liked Dash. I like Dash. Still like Dash, actually. I didn't like it as what's it called, Darkcoin before, but now that it's Dash, it's really well organized. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate mail from that. A lot of hate mail.
Oh no, why?
But you know what? Honestly, I don't think it was wrong for the developer pre-mine it and take the cash out. But it would have been wrong if he did it and didn't add any value. Mm-hmm. But he did it and added value, and that's the point.
Yeah.
He went on to grow the currency beyond to what it was before, and that's what I appreciate, and that's why I like it, and I think it has a good future because they are not waiting for the market, the what's it called, the commercial market, the retailers to come to Bitcoin, like Bitcoin is waiting for retail to come to Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. No, Dash is going to retail and getting them on board, right? I don't know if you heard about Church's Chicken accepting Dash in Venezuela, but yeah, I heard about that, and I'm like, I was very impressed.
Read an article, yes.
That's the kind of work that's being involved, and it's only done because of the organization of the coin. Another coin that I like is Steam. We need more coins, cryptocurrencies like that, where people can post and not be censored, unlike Facebook or should I say communist book.
Good point, man. I give you that one.
And YouTube is also going down that road, and same with Twitter. I noticed that a lot of people that I disagreed with are being censored from YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. And even though I disagree with them, I don't agree with all those industries, those large companies, for censoring them. Because if we start censoring people I disagree with, they're gonna start censoring me.
Yeah. And we don't want that to come. We don't want that.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
But also, is it Steam also from an investment point of view, because there's a high inflation rate attached to it? The more content is posted, I think. Isn't it like that?
Yes, there is. But you know what? The organization may or may not work with the high inflation. We have to wait and see.
Yeah.
But it had to be tried, and then we'll see what happens. And if it doesn't work, we have a template. We know what doesn't work, and we can work on something that does work. That's why we need to try these different organizations of cryptocurrencies and public blockchains that allow you to store your what's it called, posts and so forth.
Yeah.
So that's why I like also Tubecoin as well.
Which one was it?
Tubecoin.
Tubecoin. Yes.
Tube is basically a YouTube clone.
Can you spell it? Sorry.
Tube coin. COIN.
Tubecoin. Yeah. Okay.
So like YouTube, but
yeah. Tube. Yeah.
And I like what they're doing. I did not study the coin enough to say for sure it will work, but the idea and direction is what we need, more of what we need in the space. Whether or not it works, who knows? But we will learn from it and grow. And I think even if that fails, some other person will come up with a better system. And we need those systems where are completely decentralized and allowing anybody to post, because there's a lot of stuff out there on the internet that is like, I wish wasn't on the internet. But I'm glad it's able
it should be on there. Yes, it should be. Yes, and as you said, no financial advice, but put $1 in it. It's like just to know how it works, and just to figure out, just to have your stake in there and being able to be part. So if you lose $1, it wouldn't hurt you anyways. But still, no financial advice.
That's what I said about Bitcoin way back in the day, and they wouldn't even put $1. I'm like, come on. You spend more on a lottery ticket. Yes.
You spent $7 on a burrito. This is like 7 million Satoshis back in the days in 2011. So crazy. So I also don't get it. Everyone should at least have $1 in there to know how it works, to make a transaction at least one time, and to be able to speak on conferences or maybe on the, I don't know, in the restaurant with other people about that.
No, but it will give you an advantage when things start to move and become more mainstream. People will look to you as a professional if you just do a little bit of money into cryptocurrencies just to see, okay, well, I'm going to put $5 here or $2 there. I'm going to see how that works and play with that a little bit. And it's not going to be easy. I have to admit, cryptocurrencies are not easy to use. They're easier than when Bitcoin was first came out. But they're still difficult for the average person to use. But it's worth the effort to learn how they work, and you will benefit in the future.
Exactly. So let me make a conclusion. It's Dash, Tubecoin, and Steam or Steemit. So if you're talking about Dash, what's your take on Monero? Maybe as just the last question, what's your take on Monero? It's also public, permissionless, no pre-mine.
Yes, I like Monero. It's just that there is, as far as I know, there is no like visual client for Monero. Last time I checked,
I don't get it. Why they are not able to finally deliver on that point? It's a great project, but we were waiting for a ledger integration for such a long time. But it would be so nice to have something very legit and fundamentally, where you can store your Monero on.
Exactly, but don't worry about it. Pandora's wallet will have that in its
good point.
Wallet. So
good point. So that's your project. Pandora's wallet is your project. And guys, this is actually the project Davincij is developing on right now and releasing very soon, I think. We will put the link in the description if you haven't already seen it on his channel, which is also linked down below. Make sure you definitely go to Pandora's wallet. The link will be in the description. You will check it out. And which wallet will be the best wallet? It will be definitely the wallet from Satoshi himself. So guys, check it out. Check it out for real. I mean, that will be the most secure wallet. And this guy has been warning you for Mt. Gox, empty Gox before. So guys, check it out. No financial advice as well. I have to make this disclaimers the whole time. I don't want to get some legal claims later on. But yeah, thank you so much for answering all that questions. That was really a very, very, very valuable interview. Maybe the most valuable interview we have done ever. So thank you so much for taking your time. I know you have a lot of stuff to do, also from the whole MMCrypto team. We are 9 people now. So thank you so much for taking your time. Guys, make sure you subscribe to our channel and more important to Davincij15's channel. Link in the description. So is there anything else you want to say, you really want to give the people to as a takeaway for Bitcoin or maybe the next couple of months?
Well, as for Bitcoin, I have to say that you know what, Bitcoin is going lower. I'm sorry. I want to say it's going to go to the moon, and it will go to the moon. It's just not yet.
Yes.
So if you want to hodl, just make sure you have a 5-year time frame. But you know, this is not financial advice. If you want to do that, that's up to you. That's your choice.
Yes. I want to say something. Guys, if you now listen to that and you think, okay, now I should dump all my Bitcoin, then you are here for the wrong reason. You listen to people like us saying, okay, Bitcoin might go even lower, and you sell because of fear and you want to make even more profit. Look at Davincij. He went into crypto not in 2009, in 2011, and he went in because it's a peer-to-peer cash system without going through a financial institution. If you are here because of that reason, you will have a deep belief in Bitcoin, and this is the only way you might be able to profit. If you will act because of fear or because of greed, you won't end up with any profit in this market. It will be very rough to you and you will lose all your money. So that being said, thank you so much.
Well said. Thank you,
yes.
Chris. One final word. If you guys want to see more videos, Davincij15 on YouTube. I also have Twitter, Davincij15.
We will put that in the description as well.
And check out Carolina's blog. Carolina is a blogger of mine. She works for me, and she does blogs on our website, davincicodes.net. Check out davincicodes.net and look for her blog. She's still no coiner, but she has researched the snot out of cryptocurrencies, and she's writing nonstop. I was very impressed today. She was talking to a lawyer, and she knew her stuff and wanted to quote that lawyer because he runs an actual exchange.
Nice.
And look for her blog on our website, davincicodes.net.
Nice. So guys, davincicodes.net, Pandora's wallet, Davincij15, and yes, MMCrypto channel. So guys, thank you so much for watching. That being said, especially for everyone who was watching the whole content through, you are truly amazing. You are still here in the bear market, educating yourself with crypto content, with MMCrypto content, and also with Davincij15 content. So big shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Chris, and see you next time at MMCrypto. Bye bye.